Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther and the channel name is Esther Farm. In today's video, I want to answer a question I was asked by a viewer on how to start a poultry business and how many number of birds to start with. Stick around as I share this topic and we learn together. Starting a chicken business, you need to consider some factors before you venture into it. There are factors to consider, and the first one is to know the type of breed you want to start with in your farm, whether broiler, layer or improved kienyeji. Learn their characteristics and get to understand each breed, then you decide on where to settle. Have a business plan, and in this plan outline your goals, budget, costs, revenue and marketing strategies. In case you haven't watched a video I did on how to make a poultry business plan, you can go and watch and know what is needed in the business plan. Make sure you have land, housing, birds, feeds, and equipment to use for your chicken. And in case you don't have a land, you can buy or use the available space you have. Also, market research. You need to understand the demand for poultry products, that is meat or eggs in your area. Also, location, you should select a site that is accessible for people coming to buy your products or when selling your products. Consider also housing that is suitable for your birds, considering factors like ventilation, space, and pest control. You should also have equipment for your chicken like feeders, drinkers, patches, and lighting systems. Drinkers and feeders, you can use any depending on whether you have money to buy the expensive ones or you can improvise using jerrycans or any other cheap materials. Biosecurity is also a factor to consider to protect your birds from diseases. Choose the right breed that you will be able to manage. Acquire health checks from reputable suppliers to ensure good health and productivity. Provide your birds with a balanced diet that is appropriate for the birds' age and stage production. Ensure clean and fresh water is always available. Protect your birds from diseases by implementing vaccination and disease prevention program. Identify target market, whether to sell to individual customers or to retailers or to wholesalers. Also have a marketing strategies, whether to promote your products online or local events or to supply to supermarkets or restaurants. Build a good relationship with your buyers. Connect with potential buyers in order to sell your products. Always be updated on how the market is trading and new technologies in order to be able to know whether the product prices are going up or down. Monitor your bird performance in case of sickness, mortality rates, or egg production to identify areas of improvement. By following these steps and dedicate yourself fully in your business, you can be a successful poultry farmer. Now let us consider some factors to consider on how many birds to start with. The first thing to consider is the capital. How much do you have for starting your project? How many birds can you buy with the money you have and sustain them? So capital is the determining factor to know how many birds you can start with. If your capital is less, you will start with few chickens, and if you have enough capital, you can start with any number you want. The second point is about knowledge. Before you start, ask yourself if you have any knowledge on how to raise your birds. Whether you are raising layers or broilers, improved kienyeji, or local chickens, you need to have knowledge so that you can be able to raise your chickens. So know how to identify sick bird and how to treat the bird before it is too late to lose it. Also do your own research on the type of bird to raise, because in each and every breed you must raise it the way it is supposed. Like for broilers, it is very different to layers or to improved kienyeji or even to local chickens. So you should have knowledge so that you can be able to know exactly how you are going to raise the chickens that you want to start with. Another point is about the structure. How is your structure? How many birds can it hold? So this will all depend with the size and space to keep your chicken. You should also decide whether you will use free range system or deep litter or cage system. This will guide you on how many birds you want. If it is deep litter system, you should provide your chicken with enough space. Also free range, give your chicken enough space to roam about allowed. And if you choose cages, build a well-designed cages to accommodate your birds well and to have enough space. Also know your market, whether you are raising your chickens for meat or eggs. So you should identify the market so that you can be able to know the number of birds that will supply your demand and the customer's demand. Decide whether the birds you want to start with is for commercial purposes or home consumption. For commercial purposes, you need to start with a large number than for consumption in order to get a reasonable profit. Starting with a smaller flock makes it easier to learn the basics of chicken care, including feeding, cleaning, and health management. In case you want to start broiler farming, for commercial purposes, you can start with any number from 50, but for consumption, you can start with any number. Layers for consumption, you can start with any number, but if it is for commercial purposes, you can start with 200 to 500 birds in order to make profit out of your birds. If you are raising a dual-purpose bird for meat and eggs and you are doing it commercially, you can start with 100 birds, and for eggs from 200 to 500 birds or any number higher than this depending on your capital. Local birds, you can start with 100 birds to 500 birds depending with the money you have. When choosing the type of bird to raise in your farm, also consider the type of climate in your area, because some birds cannot be kept in areas that are too cold or too hot, because they might have issues and they may even end up dying or even not giving you anything. So make sure that that point you consider the type of bird and the weather conditions in your area. In conclusion, the number of birds to start with depends on the following points I've talked about. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with me till the end. Kindly subscribe, like the video, and leave your comment there below. and let me know how you find this video and where you are watching us from. So welcome here in this channel if you are very new, and thank you so much for the returning subscribers for supporting this channel. Let's meet in the next one.